Welcome back to the Curtis Walker Podcast, where we challenge comfort, break cycles, and we activate freedom. Today, I'm coming for the lie you've been told your whole life, that slavery is safety, that the job is security, that the system will save you. But what if I told you slavery is easier than freedom, but it will cost you everything? So let's dig deep and talk about that. Let's see what that looks like. So let's be real. Slavery is easier, not because it's right, because it requires less thinking, less risk, less responsibility. When you're in slavery, you don't have to make decisions. You don't have to deal with rejection. You just get enough to survive. So you keep showing up. You're not living, you're leasing. And you don't even own your day. You're addicted to a check that barely keeps you afloat, but you're afraid to let go of it because deep down, you've mistaken bondage for provision. Let me take you to Exodus 16. The Israelites, they were already free. They got away from Egypt. God had brought them out of Egypt, out of slavery. They walked through the Red Sea. They saw miracles. But what did they say? If only we had died in Egypt. There, we sat around pots of meat, ate all the food we wanted. Egypt was familiar. Freedom was foreign. They were free, but they wanted to go back to the bondage that broke them because bondage felt safe. But freedom, it takes faith. And faith feels like uncertainty at first. Now, let's talk about your Egypt. That job you hate but won't leave. That title you use to define yourself. That paycheck that pacifies your purpose. The system that uses you but will replace you tomorrow. You know it's not a line, but you're afraid of freedom. You're afraid of what happens when you have to call the shots, when you have to show up, when you have to lead, build, sell, serve. But here's the truth. Freedom is expensive, but it's worth every drop of obedience. Freedom doesn't start with a new job. It starts with a new mindset. Here's how to break free. Number one, recognize the trap. Admit when you've been living safe instead of living called. Two, reframe the cost. Slavery gives you certainty, but steals your creativity. It gives you comfort, but costs you your calling. Three, walk by faith, not by fear. You'll feel shaky at first, but trust that God who parts the sea. And number four, use the naked and natty mindset. This mindset helps you shift from survival to service. Now mindedness, you can move today. Destiny through discipline. You can build the new. Natty, your natural alignment with your divine assignment. You were created to, you weren't created to be owned. You were crafted to be activated. You weren't made to survive the system. You were called to build new ones. So, subscribe to the podcast and share this episode with someone still stuck in a system they've outgrown. Click the link below to receive your free Naked and Natty Mindset Blueprint and start walking in freedom. Then move into episode 10, the power of your personal story, even if you think it's messy. This is Curtis Walker. The price of freedom is faith, but the cost of bondage is your soul. Let's go and let's grow.